link it so I can bookmark it? I can't remember your YouTube name.
Yeah, I'll drop it in the event if you like on in Discord. I'll just link
Okay,
it to that. Yeah,
sweet.
I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that after. Cool. All right. Cool. So last time, let's do last time. Yeah. So we'd just gotten through. We've gone through the city after separating from Valoran slash General Corvas. Met up with Barrack, and he took you to a nearby garrison where a bunch of the old friends and old companions were hanging out. Some of the old Moorbreakers that he met with, had a bit of a chat. Lyrian was there, Kai's foster parent. Ari was there, Jorand was there, a few other people. Had a bit of a chat, had a bit of catch up. Kai and Rio went to a nearby temple to help with some of the wounded, do a bit of healing, and there you bumped into Alaris, the grey-skinned elven healer from the Albatross. Lyrian also went with you, and you spent a bit of time there. And meanwhile, all that was happening, a new face, a new character on the scene, Berberus, was scouting currently across the city. This was sort of an hour or two earlier, and he was out scouting while Barrack and the crew were causing a distraction, which coincidentally ended up running into yourselves. Berberus was out essentially just trying to gather some intel on what the Empire was currently up to, and while eavesdropping on a meeting between the general himself and some advisors, he learned that, well, the general had learned that there had been some chaos back at Point Black Rock, possibly some delays, and also that the last reinforcement column had been assaulted by hobgoblins and were probably not going to make it. The captain, who had been reporting the news at the time, quite literally lost his head, and the general left after destroying a bit of furniture, and requesting that the Red Priests accelerate their timeline. After a bit of a scuffle with some soldiers, Berberus made his way back to the garrison across the other side of the river, and caught back up with the present time, where he could report those details to Barrack and the remaining party members, and make some introductions. Berberus being a gruff old fellow, cloak covered in twigs and leaves and dirt, and he had slipped in through a window in the form of a weasel. The next day, Barrack took you guys up to see the true king Marius Norrin, the Reclaimer, up at the keep, at the keep of Valnorin itself. And he turned out to be a somewhat kind person, kind man. He was ensuring that displaced people of the city were being taken care of and actually allowed within the walls of the keep itself. And after some introductions and a bit of discussion about the sort of state of the siege, you learned that it's sort of currently at a stalemate due to the defensive position of the barricade across the river, and the relatively equal sizes of the forces that are currently there. The information from the previous night that you had learned provided some hope, since the reinforcements aren't going to be arriving. But the warning that the Red Priests are up to something, whoever they are, concerned the king, as he considered that potentially there's something brewing, and so he suggested to bolster the barricade that evening, just to ensure that as many forces as possible are there and ready in case something happened. So later that evening, you went down to help defend the barricade, and while watching and viewing from some buildings from afar, you noticed there was a crowd of people that started to walk over the bridge through the dense, foggy night. At first, they turned out to look sort of just like Valnoran townsfolk, because one of the soldiers with you recognized one of them. But Berberus, who was scouting with Zal, noticed something kind of familiar about the way they walked, that triggered a memory in him, and quickly raised the alarm. It was too late though, because while they were revealed to be a shambling horde of undead, they started running directly at the barricade. They were slowed down by the defenders and some quickly cast spells, but ultimately they made it just far enough so that they could throw themselves down to the ground, and they all detonated in massive explosions and fireballs, the blast wave of which ton of damage to the barricade, breaking open the gates. After which, a mass of about 500 or so soldiers who had been hidden on the other side of the river charged across the bridge, and the fight began between the rebel defenders and the Empire. A ton of lives were lost on both sides, but ultimately, it was a relatively easy fight for the defenders due to their defensive position and the choke point, which became a bit of an interesting point because surely the soldiers didn't think that they would win that fight. However, it soon became clear what was going on. A runner had come down from further deep in the city and gave the news. Turns out this was a distraction. While the majority of the rebel defenders were here at the barricade, somehow the king had been kidnapped. And with that, I guess is where we will be picking up. You had just learned the news. Some of you had jumped on the giant elk that Berberus had summoned. Others were traveling in their own means, but you all raced through the city, heading up towards the keep to try and find out what on earth had happened. I will pause for a second. Anything you guys wanted to do as you're heading there? Any conversations? Cool. Alrighty. So, blasting on through the city, the snow's starting to pick up a bit more, and the wind and the gusts like pulling and biting your clothes and face. Heading up the hill, the keep being built further up the valley, up towards the sort of the foothills of the mountains behind. Every now and then, actually, you know what? Someone roll me a perception check. Let's do that. That'll be fun.
Call it.
Sure. I'm listening.
I will help you. I will help you, Aaron. I'll help you.
Yeah, cover your
Roll
girl.
again.
That's all right.
Roll again.
Reliable talent.
As in also rolling, or
No, I'm helping you, so you can roll.
Alrighty. Yes, cool. So as you're heading on up, it's not necessarily a hard thing to spot, but at one point, off down a sort of side path, you just sort of glance down there, Erendor. You notice there are a couple of bodies that have been sort of slashed open and leaning awkwardly up against one of the nearby buildings, and a big sort of trail of blood leads upwards through the snow. Carrying on up, you get to the keep and the big sort of gate walls that you would have gone through the previous day. Again, there's 2 or 3 people here, soldiers in armor, that have been slain, lying down in the snow, blood pooling. There are a few other people now milling around, just kind of like checking their bodies, seeing if there are any survivors. But you push past. Beric is with you as well, leading the way. And he heads in up main steps of the keep to the main doors and heads inside. Inside is just chaos. There are civilians looking concerned and worried, sort of running around everywhere. You can see soldiers going back and forth, looking busy, like they've been sent to do certain things. And there's a slightly more dense group of people towards the backside of the landing here. A man who's kind of standing beside the group turns and sees Beric and kind of waves him over. Beric, come quick. Beric just turns to you and says, this is Captain Erendir, commander of the city guard currently. And he leads you over. Beric says, what's the status, Commander? The group sort of like parts a little bit, and you can see inside here there are 2 soldiers, 2 guards that have been slain inside here as well. And a group of what look like civilians also standing nearby, and a few other sort of soldiers and guards, that sort of thing, who are currently questioning the civilians, trying to calm them down, trying to extract some information. The captain, Erendir, he turns and says, I don't know how this happened. I don't know how they got past us, but they were in and out so quickly. A group of them, I mean, I didn't see them myself, but the people here said that it was maybe 20, 30 people. They were dressed in our armor and our clothes. This must be how they got through the city so quickly and so unnoticed. But if only we had more defenses up here. We'd sent everything to the wall. Beric just at this point puts out an arm, puts out a hand on his shoulder. It's okay, Captain. Calm down. We'll get it sorted. These people here saw it. Erendir nods. Yeah, we're just trying to get as much information as possible. So far, they haven't really been able to give us much, other than what I told you already, that they were dressed in our garb, in our armor. One of them did say something interesting, though. They seem to have recognized one of the soldiers that came in, one of the Imperials. I mean, it can't be real. Couldn't be possible. They said that the old general of this town before the rebellion, General Corvus, had led the party, but he has been seen for months, nearly half a year at this point. So I'm sure they probably just thought it was someone else. Anyway, Beric, I don't know what to do. I think we probably have to call a council to discuss and figure it out. Beric nods. It's probably wise, and we probably need to do it soon. As soon as word of this spreads, the morale could start to break, and the Empire could take the opportunity to strike. All right, Captain. I'll go and see if I can get whoever's still awake at this point, get them up, and we'll meet in the council chambers. And the captain turns to head off. And he heads out of the keep. Beric turns to you guys. Do you guys hear that?
Sure I do.
Yep.
I didn't want to press you too much yesterday. As I pondered, it might have been a bit of a sore spot. But I think we're going to have to talk about what the hell's happened with Valoran. Come, let's go someplace more quiet so we can discuss. And he leads you down the hall to another room, just some sort of storage-looking room with general supplies. Leads you inside and turns and just says, well, they seem to think that it was impossible, but I think the rest of us know that it probably wasn't. What on earth happened?
I mean, I did try to warn them, saying that they found a way in, but if no one was to listen.
Yeah. I guess it's impossible to tell what they could have meant. Could have meant the plan for the barricade itself, but at this point, I'm more interested to understand what happened to Valoran.
Well, on our way here, we encountered General Black. He surprised us with some magic he had, and I can't recall exactly. Does Anyone remember what he did with his hand? It was like some sort of gem or something.
He did something with a ring, and then Valoran went, yeah.
Yeah.
Valorant was controlled by some sort of magic. Some sort of magic that we couldn't stop.
Okay, and you sure of this? You saw it was magic? He wasn't just playing us the entire time?
No, I'm pretty sure we saw his eyes change color. And he wasn't himself. As you came to save us, we were literally fighting Valorant at that time.
I remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
Berberus is just kind of sitting off to the side watching this. Wasn't himself. The fuck? Did you pack of numpties walk back into this fucking city with the fucking black? Corvus the fucking Black, General of the fucking North. My fucking god.
That's what they called him, but that's not what he's called himself for the last... Riv, how long's it been? Like 3 months, 6 months?
Yeah, it's about 3 months.
It's not what he's called himself for the last 3 months.
Yeah, well, he called himself that for a lot of fucking years before that. Jesus Christ. Actually, not Jesus Christ. Whatever this world has in that equivalent.
Probably Curse on the Seven or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, the fucking green. Bloody hell. And you just walked him back in here to his seat of goddamn power to an army that opens and open arms and loves him.
Practically escorted him.
Fuck. Well, there's not much worse that could have happened. Could have walked in here with the Empress her fucking self. I think that probably would have been better for us.
Every discussion we had with him, he hated the fucking Empire, so...
He's killed plenty of Empire within these last 3 months.
He's
And
killed plenty of every fucking thing.
Regardless.
Clean fucking bloody hand. Jesus Christ.
How it happened, I guess, is not the important part anymore. What matters is that he's here now, and unfortunately, as Berberus has pointed out, he does know a lot about this city. Or he did, at least. Which does then beg the question. How did they get across? How did they get here? Berberus, you wouldn't yourself have an idea?
Oh, God knows. He'd probably know every freaking sewer and bolt hole and all sorts of bullshit through this town. He's seat of power for a long time. Got any... even the freaking civilians that help him.
Well...
Right, well, if that's the case, we better get onto the sending stones and talk to that guy in the other town. Because Corvus knew everything, so he's probably in massive danger right now. I look at the rest of the party, if anyone actually cares about the other guy trying to organise the rebellion.
don't we have our own standing stone?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We should warn him, because all it's going to take is a message, and then the bloody Empire troops there will go kill the guy.
Yes, and you had already given a stone to King Marius. Barrack says... Well, any thoughts around what we do tonight? You reckon we can try and track them down? See how they got in? What do you think, Berberus? Sniff them out?
Yeah, it was good an option as any. The fact they didn't just straight up murk the king and took him probably tells us they've got a plan there. Even if it's a public display.
Alright. Well, I better go and find Aaron there. he looked like he was a bit shell shocked. I'll see if I can lend a hand and get the council together. Do you guys want to go out and see if you can track them back to how they got in, or find something out? Come find us. Let us know.
Yes, and one more thing. Can you ask to find out what if the king was carrying or wearing a specific item? I might be able to find it with the means of magic.
This I assume he was wearing the same clothes that he was when we met him earlier today.
Okay.
Okay. Good. Well, hopefully see you soon. And turns to leave.
Well, that crew would have left a fucking bloody trail either on the way in or on the way out. Anyone see anything coming through town?
Yeah, there were bodies down the side road.
Got a place as any to start.
I can probably get us back there.
Got a place as any to start.
All right.
All right. Let's make haste.
Cool. Yeah. You can get their way back there pretty easily. Yeah, and you find it's like an alley that had kind of come up the side of the hill from a different angle, and there are the same soldiers that have been killed there. Apparently, at this point, still hadn't been found by anyone else. The snow that's falling now has started to cover up the pooling blood, and yeah, starting to get covered in frost. Looking down, you can see that the steps follow down into the denser part of the township below, the city below.
Is there any indication from the scene if this was their way in or on their way out?
Why don't you roll an investigation check?
Can I use my proficiency with medicine to assist time of death?
Yep.
Though I don't know how accurate that'll be.
Yeah, well, why don't we do two different ones, one for the investigation and one for the medicine.
I was going to ask if I could do some, see if I can find tracks or anything like that.
Yep. Do you want to help Arendor?
Investigation or perception? Which one do you want?
Whichever you would like. Probably investigation if you're getting down close to look at this point, yeah. All right. So these two have been slain very recently, from the looks of things, from the very, new blood that's come out. Probably within the last 20 minutes or so, maybe slightly longer. Judging on where it is, like in relation to the keep, I think you would probably surmise they were killed on the way out. And then with the investigation, there are a bunch of footsteps here, to be honest. Like, the snow is falling, but there are deep footsteps that, with heavy boots that carved into the stacked snow and ice in both directions. It looks like they came up and down the same way.
Very fresh. Fucking if he'd turned off instead of going to the keep, we might have caught him on the way out.
It's not too late. They can't kill the king yet. I hope.
That's what they want him for. Maybe there's a bit of is a straight shot through alleyways towards the river or in a direction.
It goes down into the main streets of the city, so it's not necessarily a straight shot. It probably goes down and joins up with one of like a main street that goes west to east. Sort of like parallel to the river. Yeah.
Well, probably got to move on before the tracks disappear. The snow.
Yeah. Cool. Anything else? Cool. Alrighty. Race on down the steps. The snow is pouring down, unfortunately, so the tracks that you do start following, they start getting faint, and every now and then you almost feel like that you've lost them before you start to pick up, another trace of it. Down here in the main parts of the city, there have been a lot of people walking around, so it's going to start getting quite tricky to continue to follow it. So I'll need some rolls to track. Who is a good tracker?
I think Rhea has been tracking all his life. Wait, Berberus tracker, are you not?
I
Good
have
spy.
a +7 to survival, but I'm sure I'm not the only capable.
Yeah, I don't normally track people. I normally evade people.
All right. Let's get a survival check then from one of you.
Can I use my familiar to give me the help action?
Can you?
Yeah, I should be able to. As far as I'm aware, that's like the main thing for familiars is to give help if it makes sense. Medically.
I can help.
Double
you.
check that to make sure because it may be reused.
My survival is pretty good at surviving in the wilderness. I can help you with that.
I know you can with attacks. I don't know if you can with ability checks.
Actually, the goddess can give you some guidance, and I cast guidance. Berberus. Was it Berberus? Berberus?
Yeah, okay, cool. Let's do it. I think this probably makes sense. The owl's got sharp eyes, and you've spent a lot of time with it. Holy shit, that's a big list of... Wow, that's so strange. Oh, you guys probably wouldn't see it on your chat. Lisa, your guidance just spams me with like 20 different checks off the back of it. It's quite bizarre.
I do not know what's going on.
No, it's all good. And are you going to do 1d4 as well?
Yeah.
And am I putting guidance on the owl or
Probably me. The owl's just
That's
operating as
advantage.
a second pair of eyes.
Yeah, nice. Cool. So you feel like you're getting worried that you might start to lose it, especially now as it's getting dark. Like at this point, we're talking midnight. We're pushing maybe half past midnight. The snow is still pouring down. The fog is billowing. But you do just catch up ahead just a little splash of blood that's been smeared on the corner of one of these buildings, possibly by a hand or a foot that just like kicked it or something like that. And you go forward to it to have a check it out and look around the corner. You can see big trail of multiple boots running up this alley. And so you can surmise this is probably the way they went. And so you cut down that way. Now, the path that they've taken here is starting to weave a bit, but it's relatively easy to follow it now, as they're off the main path. So off the main street, so their footprints aren't blending in with the rest of them. And you follow it for a while, for actually a good while. 20 minutes, 30 minutes go by, and you're still just weaving in between these buildings. After a while, you've traversed the greater part of the city itself, and you can actually see the big eastern wall looming ahead of you. And the tracks are still heading straight towards it. They lead to a building that is built up directly against the side of the wall here, the eastern wall. And very similar to how when you guys had first climbed over the walls the night before, 2 nights before. There is a row of houses that are built along the wall the whole way, essentially, as it's a sort of a convenient spot to have a bit of structural support. And the tracks are leading into one of these kind of nondescript building. It just looks like the rest of them, abandoned from the looks of things, like most buildings kind of look like they are in this area. But you go in, and sure enough, inside you can see it's cold, it's dark, doesn't look like anyone's been in here for a while. And you know what? I won't even make you roll for it because it's fairly obvious when a group of 20 or so people have walked through a building like this with mud and dirt and wet and blood on their boots. You can follow them straight through the house. They go downstairs into a sort of cellar area. And in the cellar, there is a big hatch that has been opened up. It looks like there is some furniture or something, like a big rug with a table, as you can see, has just been like rolled to the side of the room. And this hatch leads down underground.
I illuminate the area with my light cantrip.
The Misty Mountain.
Yeah.
Mean bastard, but a canny one.
All right, Kai, are you going to lead the way?
Can everybody see? In the
Can we
dark?
check for traps, etc.?
That's a good. Very sneaky bastard. Since we're all huddled together, I will give everybody Eyes of the Night. Oh, my hot bars don't work. Okay.
I'm just going to interrupt there for a moment.
Wait, while you're doing that, my little owl.
The size of this group we're following. Can we get any information to Barak to let him know? Does anyone have a way to get something to him?
Let's see. Oh, wait. I have message, but that's only 120 feet. Let me see what else I've got in my book of magic stuff.
Can either of you two do a spell the way these rocks work? I remember the rocks being described as like sending or something like that.
If he has
I-
one, we can.
I can, but not tonight. I don't have it prepared, unfortunately.
I don't have it prepared either. Although my sending is an action, not a ritual.
Yeah.
So I can send a short message of 25 words or fewer to a creature I have met. Or described to you by someone who's met it.
I would believe Barak is a creature you have met.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a couple of times.
Any distance and even to other planes of existence.
This is the spell that Belinda gave you.
I believe so.
Yeah. Do you have it prepared?
No. I do not. So
Actually, I can do this, but I don't know if my familiar knows any words. I can summon a raven to send a message to Barry. So,
Does anyone have any writing tools?
I think it can be
Actually, I do.
assumed that I
I've
do.
got- yeah, I've got calligraphy tool, like Gonda does.
Would you class telling a creature to go to Barak a general order, Riv?
I think so. You could, like, say, go to the keep, find the big, massive, red-bearded dude probably be
Yeah.
reasonable enough order, I
Mhm.
think. Yeah.
If someone wants to write a quick note of where this place is, I will reach into my little grey bag on my side and say a little prayer to the gods of luck.
Oh no.
Pull out a badger.
Yep. You reach in, and at first
Could have
it
been worse. Yep.
looks like Burris just has a little ball of fluff that he just lets go and just pops in, and a badger is appearing immediately in the room around you. It sort of like looks around almost a little bit anxiously as it's birthed into existence in the dark cellar, and it sniffs around and scratches the floor a bit. And then waits for commands.
I'll give it a little scratch on the head. Has anyone written that note up?
Yep,
Dwarf.
I've scratched it down with my calligraphy set. I tear this page. I hand it to Oprus.
Tie it around its neck. Up to the keep. You know the big fucking bear man. Go see him. Give this to him.
It
On you go.
reaches up and gives you a little nibble on the hand, and then it scampers away, and you hear the claws just up the steps, up out to the top of the house, and then it's gone.
You'll get it done.
Alrighty. Are we going down?
It has an
Shall we-
intelligence of -4, so we'll see.
Shoot, since we're here, Rio, since you dislike humans so much, can you discern how many exactly pairs of footprints have come through here? So we get a really good number of people.
I don't know if favorite enemy works like that anymore.
Oh, has it changed? I don't know. I don't know. I that's why I'm asking Rio.
Yeah, favorite enemy and favorite terrain got changed a bit, I think.
They did, yeah.
I think we know from the tracks that we're looking at about 20. I think
Yeah.
that's
Alright.
the reports we've had and what we're following.
So, what's the plan? Yeah, got this tunnel. There's 5 of us. 20 guys ahead of us by 20 minutes.
I think they've probably blasted throughout the outside. You don't take a hostage like that and then stop to fuck around. If anyone's waiting for them, we run up on them and we kick their fucking heads in.
Alright.
Sounds like a plan.
We could
Not to say
fireball
good
down
plan,
the tunnel.
but it's a plan. It's better than nothing.
Does this tunnel look like relatively straight?
I mean,
Or
you're
is this
standing
going-
up in the cellar at the moment, just looking down at the steps that go down. It's kind of hard to see, I guess, right? It looks well made though. Like it's not like a hacked away tunnel. It looks like it's got supports and structures to it.
Alright, should we head down the tunnel? Or do
Have we checked for
head down-
traps, booby traps, etc.?
I haven't, but I'm providing light to see if we can see who's good at looking at maps. That's not really a thing.
Yeah, I'll
I love how you always sound so reluctant to do rogue things. All right, I'll look for traps if you.
if I must, if I can't just watch the rest of you get hit by
Yeah.
them.
that voice coming through Forge or something? I see Deathmouth's light turn off, but he's still speaking. Is Discord just being weird?
Discord's just being weird.
Sounds like Discord being weird. There'd just be an investigation check. Oh, nice. Oh, bro, you've got a crazy investigation mod.
No, he's just got
Yep.
a reliable talent. Can't roll below a 10.
Yeah, but he rolled a 18 as well.
Yeah, but I also
Plus
have
nine.
+9.
It'll be with expertise, eh? Yeah. Good times. All right, awesome. So, Erendor leading the way, Kai with light following up, illuminating the tunnel. Although I believe at this point most of you probably have night vision anyway. Does Berberus have night vision?
I don't, but my owl's sitting on my shoulder, and I can use a bonus action to see through it.
Okay,
every
cool.
6 seconds. So,
Yep. So you're doing the little like little trick that Caleb would always do, where he'd like wear his octopus as like a second set of eyes. So your vision is like slightly askew from where it normally would be. Oh, that's great. Yeah, cool. So the tunnel goes down and it starts to curve a little bit. You feel the angle of it start to shift, so it almost like follows the direction of the wall somewhat. You don't find any traps as you're, sort of just carefully looking ahead, checking every now and then when something seems suspicious. There are well-maintained supports here. It looks like a decent tunnel, like it's been, or at one point had been regularly used. No traps, however, you do find there is a little side tunnel that offshoots at one point. So imagine the tunnel sort of like following along the direction of the massive wall itself. And then there's a little side chute that just scoots up, and you can quickly whip up to have a look. And it's quite cheeky. You get to the top, and there's what feels like a normal rock, except it's got steel hinges on it, and you can push it, and the rock just opens up, and you can poke your head out, and you can see you're now in amongst this rocky sort of outcropping, like this pile of boulders that are, it's down a little way from the city itself. If you look back over your shoulder, there's the big city wall, and you are now outside of the city. You can like step back and the hatch just like nicely closes behind you, and looking at it, it would look like a ordinary pile of rocks, rocky outcropping, none the wiser that it could possibly have been an entrance there. But
Clench my fist.
Cracked the rock and there was tracks leading away from it outside the city.
no tracks on the outside, no. It didn't look like the steps actually came up this way. So if you trace back down to the main parts of the tunnel and you have a look ahead, you spot the familiar signs of the odd blood splatter here and there as the tracks continued along the main part of the tunnel.
Well, they didn't leave the city. They're probably heading for their occupied part of it, I would guess.
Yeah. You get the feeling that, it's starting to feel very much like some sort of smuggler's tunnel, some unofficial, some cheeky smuggling had been going on here at some point, based on the well-maintained tunnel and the entrance, but nonetheless, you carry along onwards, and unfortunately you don't get much further, because a few minutes down the tunnel, it has massively been caved in. There are just boulders piled up from floor to ceiling, with freshly, by the looks of things, dug and collapsed rock.
Well then. How are we
If
gonna
I
get
knock it up
through
with my stick, do I hear an echo, or does it sound solid as solid?
There's a little bit of an echo, like around the tunnel, but it's certainly quite solid, yeah.
Does it look diggable?
Yeah, it's probably piles of like, I don't know, watermelon-sized boulders and dirt would be the largest, some smaller, some maybe slightly larger, and just completely piled up, floor to ceiling. Possibly diggable, yeah, might take a while. It depends how wide and deep the cave-in is.
So that's what I was aiming for with the knock on it, to see if we could hear through the other side or whether it sounded like a big solid block.
It feels probably like more solid than a few feet. You would imagine if it was like a foot wide or a foot or two wide, you might feel it kind of loosening or a little bit being a little bit hollow, but it feels quite dense, like it's potentially quite wide.
I just look at Kai and go, can't you manipulate terrain?
I like water. Like, I don't really earth stuff.
I thought you had shape
What
earth.
I mean. Let me...
Don't worry. Give him about 7,500 years, and maybe he can channel a way through.
Well, I mean, I can. I have a fabrication spell that could create, I mean, something with the material here. Is that too cheeky?
Do you have any other spells that could transform us into something? Or actually, I can transform into a giant badger. I can dig slowly.
While they're having this conversation, I've said, well, time to get their hands dirty, and I've just turned into a giant badger and I've started ripping 10-foot burrow speed.
Yeah. Roll a athletics check.
Should probably do it with the badgers.
Yeah.
Like some badger. Athletics is strength.
I am going to move back from where.
Wait, I don't think I've got.
I've just got
badger.
a roll
shape.
from that. So the badger has a +1 to strength.
Well, I don't have a shovel or a pick, but I've got a crowbar, so I'm just going to get in there and just try and start wedging rocks out of the way.
Oh, rip.
I see you transform
That'd
and
be
I
a
give you
4.
guidance. I give you guidance as you're digging every
Alright.
6 seconds.
Now the burrow speed, I assume that's probably not through rock, right? Like it's not like
No, I don't think it would work through rock.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, you get the feel that you're making some progress, and Rio comes up as well as Crowbar and starts having to dislodge some of the bigger ones. You have to watch out every now and then as something rolls down and nearly lands on your tail. But it's probably going to take a little while. Maybe at this rate, maybe an hour or two, a few hours.
Is there any reason I can't just use my fabricate?
Are you
If
asking
I say-
me from a rules perspective or the group?
I'm asking you if I wanted to turn the rocks and earth in front of me into a modern curved stone tunnel.
Yeah.
With earth and reinforcing, making use of the two materials I see.
Yeah. I
You'd
think
have to go to 5 feet per spell level.
That's true.
I think it would be reasonable. The problem with fabricate is that if you're using metal stones, that sort of thing, it reduces the amount that you can work with. So I believe you get a 5-foot cube, which is pretty big.
You can fabricate a large or small object contained within a 10-foot cube or 8 connected 5-foot cubes.
Yeah.
Oh, you can make a tunnel.
But if you're working with
Yeah.
metal, stone, or mineral substance, the fabricated object can be no larger than medium. Oh, wait, hang on. So
So is there ore in this tunnel?
it's mostly stone, right?
Hmm.
But hang on, I'm getting kind of confused now. You can make a large object contained within 10-foot cube. If you're working with metal or stone, the fabricated object can be no larger than medium contained within 5 foot. How does that work with 8 connected 5-foot cubes? I don't understand how the two parts of those sentences work.
What do you
I
mean?
imag-
One is an object and one is a structure.
I imagine.
So he's
Make
not
a
trying
lot.
to make an item like a ballista or something.
Well, I
A
technically
table
am.
Or a chair.
I would
So
rule it personally as it's just half effective if you're working with
Yeah,
metal or stone.
Working with what?
with stone.
Working with metal or stone, it's half as effective basically.
It's not worded very well,
Oh,
is it? Like, I feel like it should then say, or
Yeah.
4 connected 5-foot cubes.
Well, it's more for creating objects, not making empty space.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, I just want to use the material that's there to detract it away.
Mm.
It'd be more like using the material there to create reinforcements for a hole that's being dug.
I think it would work. I'm just pondering about how much material you're going to be able to shift aside with it.
Get him to
Well,
roll.
yeah. Well, how big is this tunnel, and what is it made of?
Yeah, exactly. I would say it probably is. It's probably about 6 or 7 feet tall. Like, you can stand upright in the tunnel without hunching over. Well, you definitely can.
Generally, don't have that problem.
Yeah. All right. You know what? Let's not muck around trying to figure it out. Let's roll for it. Let's say that I think I like the idea. So
Well, I mean, is the tunnel made of stone or is it made of earth?
it's kind of a mixture. It's like earth and stone, and the cave-in has just been a bunch of stones sort of poured down essentially. So you're definitely working with stone here. Let's roll for it. I reckon if you roll higher than probably slightly more than 50-50. So actually, you know what? Roll an Arcana check, and let's just put it at like a DC 14. Should we do that? Let's do that.
Oh dear, these fucking tabs again. The
Maybe,
cog.
maybe DC 15.
The fucking cog.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember if I get advantage on anything from my new anything. So
I just looked at your
I can help
Arcana.
you,
You
since
probably
my
don't need
Arcana
advantage.
is pretty good.
Oh shit! Look at that.
on my screen it's a 5, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
But you have a plus 10.
Wow.
Oh.
You're bang on. All right. Cool. So at first, it starts to look like there might be slightly too much material. You see Donna starting to strain under the pressure as he's starting to sort of like. I'm imagining that he's like holding out his hand in front and starting to carve a tunnel as the rocks just start to separate and fling to the sides of the wall and almost build like a rounded stone tunnel around the edges of the wall itself as you go forward. Donna starts to strain, but you can see he locks in. He channels just that last ounce of energy through his sigil on his forehead, and eventually just the last bit just breaks forward through the end. Towards the end of the cave, and it just sort of crumbles away after the rest of the stone that had been reinforcing it is now attached in a very tidy stone tunnel around you. Yeah, great. I think that worked
I
all right.
start clapping. Yeah, start clapping. Well done, Donda.
Thank you. Thank you for noticing.
Does it go right through, or do we it stops with more?
There is another cave in. Yeah.
Did it go through all the
It
way?
did. Yeah, I think it would have gone most of the way, but the rest of the stone, once you had taken away enough of the supports, just sort of collapsed down to the ground. So you'll have to step over a bit of rock. But once enough had been cleared, the rest of it sort of just crumbled. So you can carry on down the tunnel if you wish.
Yep. I'm still
cool.
in badger form.
Yep, very nice.
The ground seems fitting.
Yep. At one point, as you're heading on, carrying through the tunnel, you start to see a few drips of water just leaking down and tapping on the ground. It's a bit damp here. You surmise you're probably under the river at the moment.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just to clarify, the direction we entered the tunnel, and
Yeah.
so it's the rock we poked out of was on the outside of the wall, and the tunnel is continuing away from the city.
Yeah. So imagine.
Tunnels inside the city. We're moving from north to south.
Yeah.
Following the wall.
So imagine here's the river. Rebels are up here. Empire down here.
Oh.
Keep is up here somewhere. And you trace down this way to the wall. There's a little building here. and you went down, and you are in this tunnel sort of down here. At one point, there was a little opening out here,
Ah, gotcha.
and you are now carrying down this way. All right. Eventually, you find a set of stairs that lead up, and you come to another fairly similar cellar to the last building that you entered in originally. This one has the hatch has been closed, so you get to it, and you need to pop it open, but easy enough. You manage to push it up. There's like a table on top of it and a similar sort of rug, but you can put a bit of effort into it and push it aside, and that's all good. Okay. Standing in the cellar, Imperial territory. What do you guys want to do now?
I just want to look around and see what I see.
Yeah. So it's similarly unoccupied to the same, it's in a similar way to the old building that you originally came through. The idea being here that plenty of people in the city have either died from a bunch of reasons, either being caught as collateral damage or dying of starvation because of whatever, or people have left their homes to try and find safety in other parts of the city. People have been captured by the Empire, all sorts of reasons why this place might be abandoned. But down here, there would just be some sort of wine barrels, kegs, things like that. General supplies. It looks like just a general sort of storage area for a usual standard house that a few people might have lived in.
How many doors are there?
Well, in the cellar,
Just
there's
one.
just one set of steps that lead up to the main house.
All right, I dispel my light.
Yeah. Okay.
And I strain my ears to hear if I can hear anything above us.
Roll a perception check. No, you don't hear anything above you.
All right, I look around in the dark, and I whisper, "Shall we go up?"
I mean, we won't find the king staying down here.
Onwards
Going
to fireball and death.
I will.
Going to
stealth-
roll myself in a bit of immediate dirt from the tunnel. If there's any dirt, I probably still got a bit on me from digging the hole. And do badgers put their tail up? I know honey badgers do. I don't know about badgers.
I feel
I'm
like
going to do my best confused badger impression out of the cellar up into the house.
yeah. Do
You could
badgers
be-
even have a tail?
Yes.
I think they have a short
Actually, a
one,
short one. It's not like a big honey
Yeah.
badger. They want a big curl over. Yeah.
like a wombat.
All right.
I'm just a poor lost wild animal that got caught in this tunnel.
Cool. Alrighty.
He's huge because I'm a giant badger.
Up the stairs. Looks like here, there has been a bit more movement in this house, a little bit more, I guess, usage, you could say. Just from the way that the furniture has been arranged, the lack of dust and whatnot. Potentially, this area has been explored or used, or I guess, as you're probably aware, since well, the Empire used it, they have probably had some people here checking it out previously, and there are signs of that. Now that you're upstairs, do you want to roll me another perception check?
Sure. The badger, which is +3. Which will be 20.
Nice. As soon as you get upstairs, you hear the creaks of your allies' footsteps on the floorboards behind you, and you, Badger, leading the way up ahead, sniffling away. You catch a bit of a whiff of smell, and as you sort of cock your head to try and figure out what that might be, you hear some murmuring voices just outside the building.
I pause and do the hunting dog point.
Boy, there's a king down a well. Do we have anyone that can hear extremely well? Assuming we realize what's happening.
I look at my armor. I'm not gonna creep up there. I'm gonna clank too much. So I look towards Aaron and Rear. You guys wanna check that out?
Yep. I'll try and get a bit closer and see what I can hear.
Before you do... No, do I get free ones? Sorry. No, I don't get a free pass without a trace. I was just checking. I'm going to cast pass without a trace on us.
Nice.
Wait, do I get a free one?
I think it's
No, I
just
get free
standard
hunter's
spell.
marks. No, I don't.
Cool. All right.
Spell.
Roll a stealth check, Erendor, and plus 10.
And I'm going to go with Erendor.
So plus 10 to this, eh?
Mm-hmm. Cool. You roll as well, then, Rio.
I put the plus 10 onto that already.
Okay.
32 for me.
Jesus.
That was actually shit for me.
Reliable talents, so good.
Arendor and Rio disappear from my sight.
You creep up through the house, and you quickly hear the sounds of the voices yourselves as well. It sounds like they're just standing outside the door on the main street. As you get kind of closer to the door itself and press your backs up against it, you hear that they're just sort of shooting the shit a bit, like, oh god, the tunnel paid off, eh? Yeah, bloody hell. Should give me a medal for finding this, I reckon. Hey, don't get too excited. Don't want to get too much attention from the general, eh? Yeah, fair enough. They're just sort of shooting the shit out there.
Do I have to be able to see someone to target them with suggestion?
I believe so, yeah. I think most
Yeah.
spells would require line of sight, yeah.
That's a shame. Can I... How much of them do I have to be able to see? Like, feet under the door, What kind of...
I would probably take it on a case-by-case basis.
So if I wanted to suggest to one of them that they really have to run back to the barracks and shit themselves. Instantly.
Instantly, wow.
Yeah. Well, they feel like they will, so they have to go.
You just won't
Pushing
shit
the boundaries of
in their
physiology.
pants.
Yeah,
All right. One creature you can see within range, they can hear and understand you. Okay. How are you going to get over to see them?
Yeah, the whole hearing thing. Maybe let's not, because the other one will hear it. Won't they? It's a sound.
The suggestion will have verbal components.
Is this the only way out?
It's the only door. There are also windows here, and there are a set of stairs that leads to a second story that you haven't been to yet.
Okay. I'll hold that in reserve, but I want to try it.
Do we know what the city's like outside this building? I'm assuming it's just more alleyways and buildings and stuff, maybe?
I think you would be pretty familiar with it at this point. Much the same as the other side. Yeah, there's this row of houses that are built up against the eastern wall, and then a few main causeways that sort of bisect parallel to the river, with a bunch of sort of intersecting alleyways.
I. Yep, go ahead.
I'll just sort of do my best Badger impression of quiet. I mean, everyone understands a finger or a claw in front of the mouth.
I tried.
And I'll wink at the two sneakies. And I am just going to rip the door open as a badger and bolt off into the nearest alleyway.
Okay.
Work as well. Do we want to explore the rest of the house first before we...
The door has slammed open, and a furry badger just bolts out into the streets. You hear a couple of startled voices. What? What the fuck is that? Did you just see that? Do you think we should follow it? I don't know. Did you get a look to see what it even was? I don't know. It looked like some sort of furball. I mean, where could it possibly come from? It should be fine, right? I don't know. We were told to stay here, weren't we? You guys doing anything?
Can I see the door from where I am?
You tell me. You can be wherever you want to be.
I was looking at the door as Berberus the badger busted through the door.
Yeah.
And can I see the guards, or can I not see the guards from?
So were the guards in front of the door or got bowled over by the door?
Yeah, that's what I'm...
Or are they to the side of the door?
They're kind of like, I guess you can, if you get the right angle now, you can see there's sort of just like a small fence outside, and they're just sort of leaning up against it. You can see the right angle through the door. At this point now, though, they're like getting ready to look like they're possibly about to start moving. They're currently crippled with indecision, but if you guys have got anything you're going to be doing.
I'd like to sneak up to the door.
Okay.
And cast sleep. If I can see them and that they're within a 5-foot radius of each other, I would like to try and cast sleep on them.
All right. One of them says, "Look, all right, I'll stay here. You just go and see if you can spot what that thing was, eh? Look, I'll see it. Just keep in voice contact so you can call out." And one of them starts to move away. Roll a stealth check, Kai.
Right, there's a disadvantage because heavy. And then I'm guessing I'm within
Plus 10.
range,
Yeah,
plus 10 of Rio.
pretty good with disadvantage. Yeah, easy as you can. They're currently distracted, so you can sneak up, no problem. You can get close to the door and cast sleep.
Let's cast it at 3rd level, because I don't know how strong these guys are. Has this changed? Oh, it's a wisdom saving. Wait, what's
Yep, I think you want
casting at a high
to
level?
roll the damage.
There's no. It doesn't say damage. I think it's changed.
Oh
Days.
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
wow,
see what I
it's like
mean?
it's
I'm
wildly
confused. I haven't
different.
read through the. Yeah, I haven't. Should I just cast this at 1st level then?
It is the 3rd level spell.
Oh no, I cast it at 3rd level. Sleep is at 1st level. Oh,
Gotcha. Okay.
should I refund and cast? Yeah, sorry guys, I didn't.
Yeah,
spell
that's hugely
change.
different.
That's actually
That's
potentially quite a lot better. Although it is a much smaller radius. Before it was like a monster radius.
And
Yeah,
it's now a save or suck, whereas before it was like
Yep.
good not come out regardless.
right.
Potentially not no one out now.
Yeah, I would like to cast it at 1st level. Because
All right.
I thought I had to roll for damage.
Just straight up wisdom save.
Uh huh.
Privately
wow.
rolled some dice.
Both terrible. You just collapse to the ground.
Alright, quickly sneak out and start dragging back in. Someone grab the other one.
What other one?
There's 2 guards, ain't there?
Yeah, one of them went off to look for the badger, though.
He was just about to leave, and as he was
Oh.
leaving, then he got caught by the spell.
Ah.
Okay, you dragging them back inside?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm dragging one. Can't drag 2.
Okay.
Dondar is attempting to drag the other.
They will redo their saves. Failed their saves a second time.
And then I'm gonna try and bind them up. Whatever I can find.
So unconscious for the duration, which is 1 minute.
Yeah. So they are
Did I
unconscious.
just
one
bonk them
minute.
on the head? I should just knock them out, right? I just repeatedly bonk them on the head.
Beat their skull in.
No, with Mind Sliver.
Well, they are currently unconscious. I believe damage will wake them up.
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
Damage.
I didn't think about that.
We've bound them and gagged them first, right?
Yeah. Look, I'm gonna bind them up first. Bind them and gag them.
All right, cool. You
Drag
guys
them
got
back into the cellar.
You guys have got rope.
And
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
and we're gonna disarm them.
We could just leave them in the bag of holding to die.
That's a lot of that's a lot of work to shove them in. I present Donda the bag. If you want to be my guest, if you want to try.
Oh man, I love you guys.
My goal is to have Corvus in the bag.
I don't know if I like that new sleep. That is honestly not as good.
It's very small.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's just the save or suck,
like-
whereas before it was like you'd count up the health. It's a lot more in line with other incapacitates, but it can also fail much more reliably.
I think it's possibly better balanced because before it was super strong against low level enemies because it had a massive area and you could knock out like half a dozen low level enemies, but it just sucked. You basically couldn't use it on high level enemies. Whereas this kind of is just averagely okay at any level.
But yeah, much less of a reliable
Yeah.
catch-all.
Okay, so we're tying them up?
Yeah.
Okay. They're tied up.
And gagged.
Yeah, and gagged down in the cellar.
Donda seem pretty smart. What should we do with these? Should we interrogate them? Should we dispose of them?
We just tied them up and gagged them. Interrogating them and killing them seems a bit of a waste now.
All right. Just leave them.
What are you up to,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Badger?
Yeah, we'll leave them in the cellar.
Yeah.
So,
You gonna leave them in the cellar?
Yeah, without their weapons. I take all their weapons from whatever they had. I pat them down to see if they had like daggers. They were carrying a sword. And
They would have crossbows, and they would have a heavy crossbow each and a mace each with a shield.
Ooh. Your voice is breaking up quite a bit, Lesser, just like old
Oh, me?
times. Yeah.
yeah, it's me talking low. Yeah, I take away their equipment, their weapons.
Okay. All right, and we're just gonna leave them there. All good. Mr. Badgerman, what are you doing?
Once I got into the alleyway and they weren't chasing me, I would have stopped.
Yeah.
Just sitting in the alleyway, scanning the area, watching back at the house.
Okay, cool. Sweet. What's the next plan, guys? What are we doing?
Plan.
I think what we'll do, we'll go on a little quick break here and maybe come back for a short second half of the session. But I guess before we go on break, I guess just curious, what's the rest? What's the plan? What's the goal? We gonna carry on following the trail? What's the plan?
I mean, we probably should.
I assume we're trying to rescue the king.
Or at least find out where he's been taken.
Yep.
I'm guessing it's follow the trail until that becomes untenable.
Okay.
Or until we find something to kill.
I've got a plan for that, but I was going to ask about Japan if he had a better idea.
I don't do ideas. You got the wrong person.
Wind in the Willows begs to differ.
I am no longer the military leader. I'm an angry man that likes trees and hitting people with sticks.
That's what you want us to think you are. Secretly, Corvus has a brother.
Long lost brother.
A wild brother.
Goodness gracious me. Okay, all right, cool. Let's have a quick break. Come back at like 20 past.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
All good?
Yep.
Sweet. All right, catch you in a bit.
Oh, we
Normally,
probably
they're fucking empire. Just kill them.
we probably should interrogate them.
I just turned the stream back on,
Regardless.
by the way, so that we capture what we're saying.
Okay, we're not going to rape them anymore. We're
Oh,
just going to
Jesus
interrogate
Christ.
them.
Let me switch us back off. And... Okay.
Donda, only you want to do that anyway. None of the rest of us don't want to do that.
I jest. They're far too large for me.
Actually, these guys know a whole lot. They were talking about how good they were, so they would know where they'd be taking the king, right?
Yeah, we should definitely make them talk.
Yeah. Since they're gagged right now, we'll go back down.
Okay.
Wait, are we rolling at the moment? Or
We're currently rolling, yeah.
Yeah. I go back to the door and motion the big badger that's in the alley, if I can see him to come back.
Mhm.
And we all head back down to the cellar.
Okay.
Can I just check, Riv?
Yeah.
After we leveled up, was there a time where we would have had a long rest?
Yeah, you would have had a long rest last night.
Oh, okay. So, I'm just gonna go ahead and prepare a spell that I would have prepared had I been there. Is that okay?
Yeah, totally.
Sure.
All right, cool. So we drag the guards back down, tie them up, come back up, discuss what we want to do. Turns out, actually, let's talk to them. So we go back down, and you're in the cellar now, while the guards are starting to rouse a little bit as their unconsciousness fades. Or rather, consciousness returns. You, Kai, you feel a bit of a tingle in your left hand.
My left hand.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to question them. So are they waking up as we wake up?
I think they're starting to rouse now. Yeah.
Can you guys just hold them down for a moment? I don't want to really hurt them, but I just want to get some information.
Couldn't we just have the badger ask them? Loudly.
You could, if you want.
Badger doesn't speak human. Badger speaks badger.
Yeah,
No.
the
No,
the
no,
dwarf
no,
can
no, no.
translate.
You can speak now, Mr. Badger.
Oh, what's going on?
I'm very confused.
What the?
No.
How did we?
In
The guards have started to
Oh.
wake up.
I snap my finger.
Actually, sorry,
and I
they're gagged, so they're more like. What?
I use thaumaturgy and make my eyes flare like blue energy. And I just put my finger to my mouth, go shh, to hush them.
Roll intimidation check.
Do I get advantage with thaumaturgy?
Nah.
Alright.
Wait, does it force you to get? I don't think it does.
Only if
right?
I use only if I use the booming voice. If I like project my voice, I get advantage. For the thaumaturgy.
Yeah.
But since I didn't raise my voice,
How have you got like 30 cantrips prepared?
they're not prepared. It's the what's it called? My high elf lineage thing.
No, I'm looking at the ones that are prepared in the list. There are like at least
Oh.
10.
Yeah, there's 10.
What? Okay. Fair enough.
Probably some free from background.
Yeah, background gives me a bunch. High elf gives me a bunch. Two classes give me a bunch.
Crazy. Alrighty. What'd you roll? 16.
Yep.
Yeah, they're starting to like rustle. Initially, they were looking very sort of distraught and trying to wriggle free. But after they see that they're surrounded in a dark room and some random dude's eyes are glowing, they slowly start to settle down and just look at you and wait.
I say, we just want to know some things. If you don't tell us what we want to know, you might not see the light of day. And if you yell, we will silence you. So I go to ask a question. Where have they taken our dear king? And as I do this, I ungag one of them.
As soon as you do, he just spits at you and says, "You're going to kill us anyway. Why would I tell you anything?"
If I were to kill you, I'd go against one of my morals. But if you want to die, we can do that for you.
Oh, yeah, me too. Totally going against my morals as well. How about we just shake hands as friends? Well, high morals and all, you could just untie me here and let us go.
We're on a mission. We need to find the king. And if you don't want to work with us, because you seem like good people, and at this stage, looking at his attitude, does he seem like a good person?
Oh, I'm a good person. High morals for sure. Can't speak for this one, though. And the other one just like elbows him in the side.
I'd like to... Do I believe him?
Roll an insight check. No, not at all. He is totally shitting you. Well, I mean, I guess, you know, he's essentially just playing with the fact that you said you've got high morals, so he's, oh yeah, me too.
All right. Well, we'll do this the hard way then. We'll just drop you down the hole, eh? And I open the hole.
The
As in
hatch down to the top?
The hatch. Yep.
Okay.
The badger hole. The giant badger hole.
He just keeps looking at you.
Nope. Not gonna work with us.
Look,
I look.
friend, I see that you are someone of high morals, obviously. Otherwise you probably would have killed us. I'm not sure if you've been around here for very long, but where I'm from, I've got people I'm much, much more terrified of than you, so I think I'm probably going to be just fine here, not saying anything to you, so that I don't get my tongue ripped out and fed back to me.
I don't think I'm gonna get anything out of this guy. I'd shove the gag back into his mouth. I look at everyone else. What do we want to do with these guys?
So I'm just slitting their throats then? As I draw a sword?
Yep.
I look at them. Are they afraid?
Do you want to... Are you, like, literally just going to kill them, or are you going to do an intimidating stance, Rio?
That was, more intimidation
Okay.
at the moment. I haven't moved in to kill him yet. I've just drawn it.
All right, cool. Go for the intimidation, then. Roll a check for it. The main dude who was speaking just, like, tilts his head back.
Tilts his head back as in he's waiting to die, or tilts his head back in as he doesn't care?
Yeah, like he's giving you his neck.
Huh?
I look at the other guy, the guy that was still gagged, and I put my finger to my temple, and I cast a message. Do you want to play fair? You could reply to this.
After the tone.
Oh, classic. Do you want to play fair? I think the message just comes back like, what? Who said that? Was that you? His eyes narrow as he sort of looks towards you.
I look him square in the eye, and then I thaumaturgy again to flare my eyes, and I say, yes. Do you want to live, or do you want to die? It's up to you. Yeah.
Okay. This is the last check, the last intimidation check. I'll give you advantage on this guy because Rio's here with his sword out. But I just want to give a bit of context as to why they aren't immediately just playing ball with you. These guys have been under the iron fist of the dread General Blackmarsh for like months at this point. They've seen their friends and allies just cut down for vague disappointment. They're not necessarily going to be particularly right about a bunch of people who have tied them up rather than immediately killing them on sight. So I'll give you one last intimidation check.
All right. Nope.
Dude just slowly shakes his head.
Understood. I just put my finger to my neck. You just off them. They're not gonna work. They're not gonna help us. Go ahead, Rio.
Yeah, their loss. Yeah, I killed the one who's not gagged.
The other one like noticeably flinches and starts breathing heavily. His friend, I assume they're sort of bound together. His friend just like slumps over onto his friend's shoulder, blood pouring down both their fronts.
I look back to that one guy and I message again. So you still believe we're playing around? You
You
can reply to the
feel
message.
your wrist starting to tingle, Kai. But the guy, his eyes do widen a bit. And this is one that's not gagged, right?
I
think Rio
gagged
just
them
killed the
both.
one that was gagged.
I thought they were both gagged.
Yeah, they were both gagged because I re-gagged the one that I was
Okay.
speaking to.
Okay, gotcha.
The one that spat at us.
Did you send him a message?
Yeah, I sent him a message.
Okay. Your wrist tingling. He the message comes back. Fuck. Fine, what do you want to know?
Alright, I ungag him. This one wants to speak. I'm done playing with this guy. We
Damn.
want to know where they've taken the king.
Look, before I tell you anything, you have to promise to like, I don't know, knock me out or something. Make it look like you just came through here and nearly killed us both, and I somehow managed to survive or something. You have to make it look good, okay? Otherwise, I'm a dead man either way.
If you're a dead man, wouldn't you want to desert instead? I'm sure if you run through, you could be free from the Empire.
What are you talking
You have
about?
family, right?
Why would I want to join you disgusting rebels tearing this continent apart?
I didn't say join us. I said be free.
It's complicated.
You have family?
Maybe.
All the more reason.
Yeah, well, my family are taken care of because of the Empire. They bring stability.
To your
they-
new empire?
Yeah. He doesn't necessarily seem entirely convinced by his words, but
Yet they send hundreds of you up here to the frigid north to die.
well, for a good cause. If the cities tear themselves apart, the land will just fall to meaningless fighting. Hundreds of thousands will die. That will be on your heads. You caused it to happen. We're just here trying to bring the continent back together.
So you think? Anyway,
Did you want to talk politics?
no, I
Or-
would just want to know where the king is going.
Okay. Well, look, to be completely honest with you, I don't actually know. Oh God. We were just here. We were just stationed here to guard the entrance to the tunnel. But it did seem like there's been a bit more activity down at the Stoneheart. So maybe they were going there. That would be my guess. There's some more forces being called to defend it.
Which way is the stone hut?
It's the giant building in the very middle of the city. Oh, you guys are new here. How on earth are you guys even here? Are you like new arrivals or something?
Let's just say we just got here and your reinforcements aren't coming.
Burris, you would know absolutely. The Stoneheart is like the massive temple to the Earth God that's in the center of the city. It's on the, unfortunately, south side of the river in Imperial territory. The temple to Torgar, the Earth
Big stone
Figure.
temple, easily
Oh,
fortified.
that's what the E and the R means.
Okay.
Anything else we should know about this empire's fortifications, guards, patrol, people of power?
Sure. Last night, when I was being briefed directly by the general himself on all of the goings about in the city, we discussed that, no, I don't know what's going on. I'm just a guard. I just guard this building. Look, I did.
Right.
I held up my end. I told you what I knew. Yeah. You gonna let me live?
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
I will. As promised, I pull out my spear
All right. Try not to make it hurt too much.
and
Before you
Flip it.
knock him out,
yep.
I just want to slip up Badger in his face and drop the Badger form.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, that was you? God, the second
One
time you've given me a
last
heart attack tonight.
For you. Where are the red priests?
You see his face darkens a bit just at the mention. Oh, I don't know exactly where they are tonight, but they usually aren't too far from the general. They haven't been here for very long, only a couple of weeks probably, but they've been pretty close to him. They don't talk much to anyone else, but there's something off about them, you know? Kind of makes my stomach turn whenever I'm nearby, and I swear they look at you like, I don't know, like they're hungry or something.
Not a very nice way to talk about agents of the beloved empire.
That's the thing. I'm not sure if they are. I've never seen them, in the army before. I mean, we've got mages, sure, but I don't know why I'm telling you this.
Just tell us quickly, what do they look like? What do they wear to distinguish them from as a red priest compared to like a regular person or a soldier or whatever?
Well, they're usually fully adorned in red robes with a dark black mantle. Some of them have staves, some of them don't. Hoods are usually up, covering their features most of the time. You'll know when you see one.
Alright.
I point off to one side. What's that?
What do you mean?
And then crack him on the other side with the dry leaf, knock him out.
Okay. I won't make you roll for it. It's fine. He had like 20 health.
Non-lethal, right? Non-lethal?
I just look
Maybe.
at Cerberus and go, "Oh, you beat me to it."
All right.
The stone
Nice.
heart's not going to be easy.
Do you want me to scout it out? I have a plan to scout out. Might take me 15-20 minutes to get around, but I think I might be able to find the king.
Curious that he was just a guard, but knew where the king was being taken.
Oh, there's only one big ass building, right?
Mm.
In the middle of the lower portion of Valnoran.
I would imagine this is just like it's a temple to a stone god. It's going to be pretty much a fortress. The god of earth. I would imagine, in my experience in the city, that it is
Yep.
a fortress. Yeah.
Yep. It's I think I might have pointed it out to you, well, not you, but to the rest of the Bloody Nails when they first came into the city. It had been damaged from the looks of things. There's a bit of smoke coming out of it. Some of the walls had been crumbled. But yeah, massive stone temple in the very center of the city. Huge courtyard around the outside of it. And yeah, pretty formidable.
In the center of the empire part of the city.
Yep. I mean, if we're still looking at our map, it's probably like here-ish. Shouldn't make it look like a cake tin. I don't know, put some things on it.
Ears on it.
Yeah. Oh god, now it just looks like it's got candles.
It's a birthday cake.
Yeah. Oh god.
Happy Earth Day.
Okay. Are you guys
Alright.
going to grab the rope?
From the dead guy.
Oh, yeah, I assume they were both tied up, so I assume you want to grab the rope?
From the dead guy, yes. The other guy, he stays bound.
Just kill him.
Okay.
Because he's knocked out, right? He's not dead.
Either
No.
let him go or kill him.
He is unconscious, yeah. Like fully knocked unconscious, so he won't be coming around again until he regenerates a hit point.
Which takes like an hour, a couple of hours.
Yeah, something like that.
Take the ropes off him, because if he's bound but unconscious, they're going to go, "You were interrogated." If he's just unconscious, then he's got knocked out in the fight. If you want to keep your word.
Yeah, I do. I'll go back upstairs. Is there any rooms that are in this building? Or it's no windows?
Yeah, it's just a standard sort of abode of maybe a couple from the looks of things. Stairs upstairs to sleeping areas, washrooms. Downstairs is more living area and cook area.
I put him over my shoulder and I chuck him into another room and I try and lock the door, whatever, and put a put a chair against the door handle to stop him from coming out,
Okay.
to make it look like he was knocked out and trapped in one of the bedrooms.
Sure. Easy as.
And then I come back down to the team. Do you want me to scout out this area, see if there's a way in? I can do that with a bit of magic. Unless someone's got a better idea.
Depends on the
Bird
magic,
roast,
and
this
we
is your
probably
turn.
need to get closer because we're like here right now at best.
Yep.
Probably need to get quite a bit closer to where we need to be.
Right. Okay, I would like to summon my wild companion. That works. So I just draw a circle on the ground, and I use this ability to summon a raven.
Yeah. How does the raven come into existence, and what does he look like?
I just slam my hand on the circle I drew on the
Yeah.
ground, and it just bursts out with a bit of smoke, I suppose.
Yeah.
And raven looks like a sort of like a white and black raven, sort of like a magpie, but more white than black.
That's cool. He hops up onto your shoulder, cocks his head a little bit, scratches his head with his claw, just sort of nibbles at your ear.
Hello, friend. We're gonna try and teach you some words later. But tonight we're gonna see if we can get into the temple. Alright, what I'm gonna do, if you allow it, is let's explain to everyone, you might want to take a short rest while I fly around the lower half of the city to see if we can get in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to concentrate and imagine, or try and remember what the king was wearing, like what his undershirt looked like. So I'm guessing he wore like a white undershirt that was different. And I cast locate object.
Okay. Locate object, remind me, I believe is a 1,000 yard range?
Yep.
Okay. And will that be centered on you?
Yeah, centered on me.
Okay.
Within 1,000 feet of you.
Yep.
Yep.
Cool.
As long as you have seen it up close.
Yep, because I was within proximity of King Marius earlier today. I'm sure they didn't strip his clothes off. I'm pretty sure. I knew he had...
You would have had like a ring.
Yeah, but they could have taken that off him. You know, I was worried. I knew he had a small dagger on his hip, but they probably took that off him. So I just went with his shirt that he was wearing.
Cool.
And after I cast that, I use my wild shape and turn into a mouse.
Okay.
And I have the raven pick me
Oh
up,
my
and
God.
we fly around the city in the darker night looking for a ping.
Jesus. All right.
And the raven is dashing, I'm guessing. So the raven is flying at 100 feet per a turn.
Yeah.
As I concentrate on this locate objects spell.
Yeah. Cool. And the rest of you guys, I assume you're going to just chill in the house?
Apparently.
All right. I mean, so first of all, the raven will very, very easily be able to spot this giant stone structure. And are you looking through its eyes, I assume?
No, I'm concentrating on the spell, or locate object.
Do you do you have to
Well, I
break
guess
concentration to look through his eyes?
yeah.
Do you?
Like I can't do. I don't think I can
No.
do that. As a mouse, mouse can't do that. Can you?
I don't see why not.
You can cast
I mean-
spells and then wild shape, and you maintain concentration. You just can't cast
Yep.
spells while you're wild shaped.
Let me see. Was this find familiar? I haven't used this before.
Yeah, you've got telepathic communication. You can see through the familiar's as a bonus action. You can see through the familiar's eyes, hear what it sees, until the start of your next turn.
During this, you are deaf and blind of your own senses.
Yeah.
Okay, I will attempt to do that. Oh, because it's telepathic. I get it. I get it.
Do you have incense? Or does your
No,
spell not require
that
it?
spell Wild Companion doesn't require it for. It lasts the whole day, and then he disappears
Yeah,
until
cool.
I actually cast Find Familiar
Very
properly
nice.
as a spell.
Okay, cool. So, looking through the Raven's eyes, you pretty quickly spot the massive structure that you assume to be the Stone Heart, and I assume you sort of circle around and beeline towards it.
Yeah, I want to see around, see if there's any entrances from the top, any windows, any balconies that we can enter in from
Yep.
an aerial drop in, potentially.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so first thing you notice is that there is quite a lot of movement of soldiers moving through the city at the moment. A lot more than you would have seen before. Previously, you'd seen most of the soldiers had been camped outside the city walls, with the whatever was required coming in as per needed. But now you can see hundreds, if not 1,000 or more, soldiers sort of moving around the city. You can see some like entering buildings near the river, a few milling about. Yeah. Around the Stone Hut itself, there's a large courtyard, big open area. There's a big main entrance, huge big double doors, and there are a decent number of soldiers in this courtyard as well. And as you kind of get near enough to it, your locate object immediately pings, and you get the sense that the object you're looking for is within the temple.
Right. I try to have the Raven fly closer, discern where as close as I can get without being seen,
Yeah.
to where the ping is stronger.
Yeah, I think you can hone directly in on it. So it's inside. It feels like directly at the ground level within the center of the temple. If you like, you can roll a perception check to see if you can spot any windows
Yeah,
or
let's see if
openings.
there's any openings.
Yep.
All right. Let's go with that.
Yeah, up high, you can you spot a little, bunch of windows, little vents or something like that, which you can try to crawl in, and you get down into the rafters and keep following the ping down until eventually you get down into. I assume. Did you want to go inside the building?
No, I just want to see if there's a window close enough, if there's light coming from the window, and then I just want to fly back once
Okay.
I've got a good lay of the land.
Yep.
I don't want to stay for too long.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you find a window, potentially one that was open, but without going in, you can fly around and leave.
All right, and I fly directly back to the house, where the guys are having a short rest or whatever.
I don't personally like the idea of taking a short rest while we have a guy unconscious, because that means he will also take a short
Oh,
rest.
right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
definitely not having a sleep. I don't need a rest anyway, but
All right. I fly back as quickly as I can, and I transform back. I rummage through the house and grab a bed sheet to draw out a rough map of what I saw.
Yep. Easy enough.
On the bed sheet, yeah. I explained our king Marius is alive, or I think his shirt is alive. I was looking for his shirt, but he has been moved to the Great Temple. There are a lot of guards and a lot of soldiers mobilizing around. It will be difficult to get in. And as I'm saying this, I'm drawing out a rough outline of what the temple looks like, and whatever paths and streets leading directly to the location.
Yep. All good. Easy enough. Alrighty. What are we thinking, guys?
I don't know if a frontal assault on the entire Empire army, backed up by the super general who punches holes in walls with his mind, is a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to need a bit more firepower.
Yeah, there are thousands, hundreds of thousands of guys moving around at this hour, and it's already past midnight. Something is up.
They're probably going to go for a final assault tomorrow just to crush the rest of the defenders now that they've taken the king. It's dicey, but that's also probably the best time to make any move because it's when there will be the least amount of people guarding.
Yeah, we're going to do something.
We could blow up part of the city.
Just shake my head
It's
at
on
Dundar.
theme.
You.
What?
I'm getting these vague memories of a dwarf on some form of creature with 4 legs and fireballs and it must have been an odd dream.
Surely they know all about that by now.
Who knows?
I don't think that's going to be possible with that type of tactic this time. Streets are full of soldiers. It's quite cramped. Very hard to get around.
Well, you can just spear them with your horns.
Yeah, but like 1,000 soldiers, crossbows. I don't think I can take that many arrows.
In the butt.
Yeah,
True, true.
this is from first-hand experience.
Hmm.
So what else could we do? Fuck the king? Make a new king? Wait.
That is typically how
That's
you do
not
things
what I
with kings.
meant. And you know it.
Yes, it's been a raunchy
Okay,
evening.
good.
If you guys like, we could end here and give you guys a couple of weeks to think about what you want to do. If you don't want to necessarily come up with something on the spot.
Then
I
my
mean,
brain's
we've got
pretty
what?
cooked at the moment.
We've got, like, what, 2 choices? We can try and go with just the 5 of us and probably get overwhelmed, or we go and convince the rebels to foray out from where they are to try and rescue the king.
Which
I can't
could also
think of
be
anything
the,
else.
the intent. Bait.
Yeah, it could be the Empire's plan all along is to get us out of the defensive spot.
Is there any more scouting you think you could do? Any more information to gather?
A tunnel like this exists. There's probably another tunnel. I wouldn't be surprised if there was one to the temple.
But we'd need to find it. We're not familiar with the the terrain unless our
Only
friend
we
here-
knew someone who was.
Not that familiar. Secret tunnels don't exactly get shown to visitors.
No, but the rebels would know. It's their city.
If they knew, do you reckon they would have known that one that led straight into the city? You know?
Maybe.
They obviously didn't know about the last one. This one we just took.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess where are we at? We've traced the king. We've got the location. We've got a vague idea around. We don't actually really know what's going on with the Imperials, to be honest. We know where some of the troops are. We don't know what the leadership is up to. Back at the rebels, there is a council being convened, hopefully, to try and come up with some decisions. Barrack has been informed, potentially, that you'd found the escape route and an idea of how many people had left. And it's getting late as well, like in game. It's probably pushing 2 a.m. at this point, and it's a big city as well. It might take an hour or so to even walk across the city to get to the temple. And at which point I'll probably have to start rolling for exhaustion or something, I think. So how about, unless there's any other little bits of information gathering or anything you can think of that you want to do tonight to get some info from me so you can think about what you do next time. Yeah. What do you reckon?
I can't think of anything, sorry.
I mean, I could
So
swap my familiar from an owl into a rat and send them in to have a bit of a look through the temple as best they can. But that's about all I got.
just look at the map. So we're like near the edge of the
We need to get
the
closer.
wall. We're like here, and we need to go into of the E.
Mm.
That's going to take us an hour.
The
Well,
next
I'll
major
try-
challenge is to get as close to it as we can without being discovered, and then probably having a rest because it's almost dawn.
Yeah.
We've been basically fighting since sundown, I think.
Yeah, sundown.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Alrighty. Did we want to do the little rat scout, or we put a pin on that one?
We need to get closer. By the time, I'm not sending a rat on its own across the city. That'll take forever.
How about we try and scout out and get closer and find a building to hole up in closer to the temple,
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
and then we make a plan from there.
Okay. All right, cool. I think that works fine. Now, you, or some of you guys, are actually relatively familiar with this part of the city now because this was fairly close to the way you actually came in the first time. And Berberis himself, obviously, is quite familiar with it.
We've been here before?
Huh?
Or as we made our way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Like the first time you got to the city, yeah.
Mm.
So I think that the way through will be a bit less harrowing than last time. You'll now know to look out for booby traps with inside buildings, and the general layout of the streets and the streets and the alleys, and of course Berberis is well familiar. So let's just.
We also have Path Without Trace still active, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, I think so. It lasts how long? Like an hour or something, right?
Where's my spells?
Trace is 1 hour. Yeah, easy as.
Yep.
So let's just get a
And
group.
we've got 2
self-check.
of us with it.
Yeah, beautiful.
Pretty sure I didn't use a spell slot there. No, I didn't. I unticked it.
Cool. We got self checks coming.
Oh, is that what you?
No,
want?
no,
Sorry.
no. That was just description. I didn't actually cast it again.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I thought we were calling it. Sorry, I didn't realize we were going to keep going. Sorry.
oh, well, we can call if you want. Or, I'm not sure either at this point. I thought you were saying that you wanted to at least stealth over to the place
Closer.
first.
We're like an hour's travel away. Let's not start the session with an hour's sneaking.
Yeah.
That's plus 10 on all of that.
Yep, I
Except
got it.
Erendor already did it, I think.
Uh,
No, you didn't.
I did
no.
not know.
So plus 10 on all of that.
And
I got a 13, guys.
Why are you at disadvantage now, Kai? You got
Armor.
heavy armor.
yeah.
My armor's a bit. Actually, I take that back. I'm not at disadvantage because my armor's not heavy anymore.
Sorry,
I
we switched
forgot
it to.
we are we're medium, so should I just take the higher? What the hell did I roll?
Just roll again. Roll again once.
Yep, it's just as bad as it was before. 15.
It's half play, right?
Yeah.
I thought that is disadvantage still.
I was going to say, we're missing somebody. Someone hasn't rolled.
Yeah, dwarf
There it is,
boy
Kieran.
needs to roll.
Half plate is medium. Is that disadvantage?
No.
It's
Oh,
not
no,
the
I
it's
take-
not the weight of the armor. It's the armor type itself that
Yeah.
conveys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Let me check. Yeah. Sorry.
Disadvantage,
Yeah.
so-
Yeah. It's bad. Still bad.
Wait, I thought medium was not disadvantage.
It's,
Depends on the
it's
type.
half plate.
Depends on the
Not
type.
okay,
disadvantage.
okay.
Yeah.
It's plate. It goes into metal. It goes clinky clink.
Yeah, lots of
Well,
overlapping.
the scales go clinky clink.
Half plates like big chunks. It's not scales as such.
Yeah,
No, as in like this is made of the
Okay.
animal snake scales.
No,
it's
That's what I mean,
fabricated
yeah.
from the Remahaz armor.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, cool. So what have we got? We've got
22,
Couple of
13,
failures.
30, 37, 15.
it's a bit touch and go every
13
now
is
and then.
fine.
There's the odd, bucket
Clank.
accidentally gets kicked or something, the odd clank, and you hear some footsteps stop for a moment as it sounds like someone has paused to listen. But other than that, for the most part, it's fine. You managed to get across the city without too much hassle. And if someone wants to roll a investigation check to find a nice spot close to the temple, or close enough to the temple.
Yep. Yeah.
Beautiful. All right.
We're
This one doesn't
literally
even
right.
have traps in it.
It's right next door to the temple.
Maybe not quite that close. It's a bit risky,
Sitting on the steps.
but it's good enough because it's a block or so over, but it's a tall building that you're able to scale up, and it's sort of 2 or 3 stories high, and it's just got actually a pretty good view down into the courtyard of the temple itself. And so you can see the sort of soldiers milling about, and further on towards the river as well, you can see more soldiers heading that way. Cool. Good place to hole up here. Did you want to do the scout now, or do you want to do the scout first thing in the morning? First thing when you get back?
Do you want a couple of weeks to think about what the interior of the temple is?
I've got a reasonable idea, and I have got some information potentially to give you, but also happy to call it now. Something to look forward to.
It's up to you if you want to flesh it out. I'm happy to call it there because I need
Yeah.
a shower and sit down lie down before I fall down.
Yep, no, that's fair. Let's do that then. Cool. Alrighty. Boy, interesting. I will switch off the stream.
Hindrist